Stadium. Of course, it is week number 12 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. We've got a mid-table battle on our hands. Randfontein taking on the Wanderers. My name is Aaron Masamola and I'm joined by a man who's won a Junior Rugby World Cup with the Junior Springboks. His name is Fabian Boysen. Fabian, my brother, back at it yet again. Another afternoon of club rugby. How excited are you for us to kick off the second round of week number 2 in terms of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge?
Aaron, always excited, always great to be out and about, seeing everyone that turned out today. And we're entering the important stage of this competition. We're in week 12. Teams are really picking up momentum now. You did mention we've got a mid-table clash. Really important, crucial points for both of these teams to get the W, get the 5 points, and continuing on to really keep their playoff hopes alive.
Most certainly. Let's start off with the home team, Randfontein. In terms of their records so far, they've played 10 matches, they've lost 5 and they've won 5. So it's almost like hot and cold at the moment. Heading into this one, what is the most important aspect that they would like to fix in terms of just getting more W's on the board?
Yeah, for Randfontein, it's been quite an interesting one. They've almost seemed to be performing better away from home, where they got those victories. And then, as we saw last week, they lost at home again, starting the second round with a loss. Unfortunately, not how you want to go. But this week, a shot at redemption of sorts. For them, it's really putting an 80-minute performance together. As we've tracked them along this competition, we've seen they really struggled towards the first, like the latter part of first halves, and then obviously closing out the game, they've struggled. So for them, it's going to be putting an 80-minute performance together, making sure that pack of forwards can keep the momentum going, keep their backs alive with front foot ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go this afternoon playing at home again.
In terms of the team dynamic for Randfontein, I know the forward pack is an area that you watch quite closely for these particular battles that we get to cover in club rugby. They are sometimes overly reliant, some would say, on their forward pack. What is the combination play that they have to implement today in terms of just getting the forward pack and the backline players to just have that chemistry?
Yeah, when you're so heavily reliant on your forward pack, you almost want to preserve them. So you want to play in the right areas of the field. You don't want to unnecessarily get your forwards to be so dependent in your own back 50, having to scrum, having to call line out, having to defend when you turn over ball. So it's really to get that momentum going, keep the ball in front of them, as we always say. When you get the ball, if it's behind them, kick for territory. So it's really preserving those forwards and not being over-reliant, because then you'll get front foot ball in the right areas of the field and it becomes the back's responsibility to capitalize on those.
Let's move on to the team that's traveling away from home. They're playing away from home this afternoon. And when you look at their record, especially when you think of the Wanderers, unfortunately, they've had a shaky season, and some would say even disappointing. I mean, they've played 10 matches, only won 3, and they've lost 7. What went wrong for this outfit in terms of your opinion? We have had the opportunity to watch them once or twice throughout the season. Your analysis of their season so far?
Wanderers is a difficult one, Aaron. It's so interesting. We've been fortunate to obviously watch them throughout. And they're also a huge attacking team, but they thrive on momentum. So momentum goes their way, they're forced to be reckoned with. Unfortunately, when you dampen that and the momentum swings, they've really struggled. They become too individualistic. It's not a team performance. You've got standouts here or there, and they've really struggled as well just to close out those games. So when the momentum goes and it is on their side, they really struggle to keep it going. Make sure there's points on the board, because that's ultimately what it's about. So for them, the second half, also they started their first one at home with a loss, something that you also don't want to do. But away from home, they had a prime position now to get 5 points here and really push to get into that fifth place to make the playoffs.
Most certainly. Now, looking at the Wanderers, one thing that we also have to mention is the fact that last week they lost. And in terms of their log position, it's 7 losses. Psychologically, as a captain, as a coach, what do you tell your players to just turn the season around? Because sometimes you look at your previous games and the lads get a little bit disappointed, they get discouraged, they don't show up the way that they're supposed to.
No, for sure, Aaron. And it's a momentum thing, as I mentioned, for them. It's a confidence thing that goes with that. Unfortunately, these guys have been playing week in and week out. They know what it's about. You deal with disappointment time after time. At this stage, the fact that they've only had those 3 wins and they're still in with a shot to make the playoffs is their golden ticket at the moment. But with that comes get the victory first, second go for that bonus point, and you're keeping it alive. you can see this team, they want to attack, they're youthful, there's exuberance. The way they play, and under the leadership of Zulu, it's not a team that's just going to go away.
Yeah.
So I think for them, get the momentum, keep that confidence going. A wise man once told me, you need to know the feeling of losing before you know what it feels like to win. And unfortunately, that also becomes a habit. So this afternoon, for both of these teams, we're in for an exciting afternoon of rugby. Both of these teams need a W. So I'm going to be excited to watch this one.
Most certainly. You talk about exciting rugby. Just a quick touch on the conditions. We are in the Highveld. Are we expecting fast running rugby, or will it be a forwards game?
It's going to be an interesting battle up front for sure. Randfontein definitely knows how to dominate in that area. But we're in the middle of winter. We've got this cold winter air. There's a bit of a breeze blowing. Once the sun starts setting, it's going to hit the chest really hard. So it's going to come down to conditioning. Perfect conditions for running rugby, and I'm sure the Wanderers team won't disappoint when it comes to that. So if they can neutralize that forward pack of Randfontein, which is going to take a serious effort, we're going to see a lot of tries happening this afternoon.
Most certainly. We did see a mid-season break about 2 weeks ago. Just talk to me about fitness and being able to play throughout the whole year. It is quite a long competition, the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. How do players actually ensure that they stay physically fit and physically sharp week in, week out?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're doing semi-professional. We're talking about club rugby. So conditioning, not everyone's able to make the training sessions during the week. That becomes important for your pre-season. Then on top of that, you've got a second and a third team that you need to consider as well. So conditioning, crucial part, but your depth really comes from that second and third team, how they're performing, making sure those guys are aligned with what happened in the first team. So when they get that opportunity and there's an injury, because that happens, fitness-wise, you lose a bit of that. So those guys can step in and take the team forward. So it's really a club effort at the end of the day for the entire club to make sure you're aligned, you've got the game plan, and you're sorted in that sense. And what we've seen with the forward pack of the Randfontein, they've got some big guys, and that the legs start going at the end of the game. So it's really keeping that continuity going and playing at the pace that the Wanderers does. Their second team also been performing really well. They're on the field at the moment, and it's definitely the same type of game that you see. So for me, conditioning, yes, but it's good to see that throughout the second and third team, it just complements that first team as well.
Absolutely exciting week number 12 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge that is just about to kick off. It is Randfontein, the home team. They are taking on the Wanderers. We're going straight up to commentary. The Springbok, Lionel Mapu, will start the game for us this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome here to week 12 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. As we look forward to an exciting game this afternoon, Randfontein versus Wanderers. Obviously, Randfontein with everything to play for today, so it'd be a good game of running rugby today. Either team needs a win today. As we look at the team sheets for the away team, we look at the team sheets for Wanderers today. We start with their forward pack: Mark Speckman, Sipo, Mabensela, and Gallagher, Kungubeko, Zulu, Katlego Nti on the number 5, Abdul Mamabolo, Luke Jonker on the number 7, number 8, Mithle Hungigwaba. As we go to their backline, a wonderful backline for them, a running backline for them. Tresha Howe on the 9, Tain Chabant will be controlling things from the 10. With 12 and 13 we have Carl Versage, Tebogoles Klapo, Tseponong and Tain Chabant, and Dylan Mostert Hobby Fleels on the wings today. Mutsi Malibaye on the 15. We have a great team here for the Wanderers, obviously coming to Randfontein in order to get a win for them in their season. As we look at the bench, we have Murray Newlands, Tekolo Mokwena, Kanti Somnyala, Ross Dyer, Posi Gabuza, Chabo Rachia, Una Mudlalo, Rory Anderson. Good lineup here for the Wanderers team this afternoon. Looking for an exciting game here for Wanderers. Looking at the Wanderers pack, they've been known for having a big pack, and we look at the front row as Wessel van Staden, Tristan de la Suur, and Johan Swart, the guys that obviously is going to have to anchor the scrum there at front. Senjo Hlatswayo, Franco Schutter on the 4 and the 5, Morne Piater on the flank, Benny Beileveld on the 7, Rwanda Toit on the 8. These backs also need no introduction as they've been showing their worth in this competition. Brandon Verveers on the 9, Swys Pretorius on the number 10, controlling things from the back. Dylan Verveers on the 11, Rudy Marks, the big carrying 12 in the midfield. Rian de Jager, Aaron Ernsting and Tiano Dia on fullback. As we go to the bench, we see on number 16 we have Christo Eminis, DJ van Rijn, Jaco Tit, Marvin Yende, Dewald Sonnekes, Frikkie Del Poort, Werner McLean and Jaco Theron. What exciting lineups we have here this afternoon at the Randfontein Rugby Club this afternoon. These two teams, obviously 5 and 6 on the log, obviously looking to play it out here to see who gets the honors today, as we are in round 12 of this challenge.
Now, having a quick look at the weather forecast for this afternoon's action. In terms of the temperature, we're sitting at 17 degrees Celsius. The wind, we've got 10 kilometers per hour winds. And then in terms of precipitation, there's a 10% precipitation at this point in time. Lionel Mabu, an exciting afternoon of club rugby lies ahead. We are in the Highveld looking at this field. It is looking a little bit grey, a little bit dull. One would say that the fast boys are going to have fun on this field this afternoon.
It looks like a war field out there today, Aaron. It looks like a war field. Yeah, obviously these teams 5 and 6 on the log. Obviously Randfontein having the upper hand. They're going to be wanting obviously to get the points at home because they have a good chance on the log at this moment to break into the top 4. They are 6 points behind the 4th place team. But we're looking for an exciting game this afternoon.
Most certainly, it should be quite an exciting one as we see the tunnel being formed, which is always an important part just to hype up the first team. We saw the second team playing a little bit early on. The action was thick and fast. I didn't catch too much of it, but this afternoon is bound to be a big one. Of course, when you look at the Wanderers, they're playing away from home. They've only won 3 matches this season. They want to move up the rankings in terms of their log position. And then of course for Randfontein, they want to show their local supporters that have come out to support them that listen, we can play some rugby, and this is the time when we turn our season around. Of course, Lionel, we did have that mid-season break about 2 weeks ago, an opportunity for the teams to just regather, to refocus, but unfortunately for these two teams, they came back last week starting the second round of the competition, both of them receiving an L. They lost that game. Randfontein losing to the Raiders. Just in terms of the psychology heading into this one, Lionel, how important is it for them to get a W this afternoon?
Obviously, Randfontein is playing at home this afternoon. They would want to give their fans what they came here for. As you can see, all the fans, they smiled all around the stadium today.
Happy
obviously,
vibes
happy vibes. Yeah, obviously they want to give their fans a win this afternoon, and they know obviously Wanderers are going to have a lot to do coming this side, and Wanderers themselves. Being number 6 on the log, they would want to get a win as well. It's going to be a tough job this afternoon for Wanderers, as they look to be the underdogs going into this game. But Randfontein will fancy themselves taking the W here at home.
Most certainly, you talk about the Wanderers being the slight underdogs. Unfortunately, the one big thing that I've noticed about this competition is that if you don't have a team that can perform for a full 80 minutes, at some point you will get exposed. So if there's one area in your mind where you think the Wanderers can maybe outshine, outmuscle maybe the home Randfontein team, we know that Randfontein is packed with some big boys looking at that forward pack. Maybe some other areas that the Wanderers can use to their advantage this afternoon.
No, definitely, Aaron. Especially talking about the pack, the Wanderers going to have to stand up to this big pack of Randfontein. If they want the ball, if they want to play with the ball, they're going to have to obviously stand up in collisions come ruck time against this big, if I can call it big, Wanderers team. On the other side, it's going down to the backs. I think, as we've seen in this competition, running rugby is a plenty. So each and every team wants to run the ball, and today I think Wanderers going to have to take advantage of the outside space that Randfontein might give them here this afternoon. Obviously, the name of the game is keep the ball, and if you can hold on to the ball, you'll be okay.
You talk about holding on to the ball. We spoke about it last week as well. Like just the basics, like the ability just for you to build your phases, ensure that when you're passing the ball, you're actually picking up your head, looking at the man that you're passing. Just the basics heading into this one. How important is that? Because sometimes, and we've seen it throughout this competition, is teams lose matches because they're wasting opportunities, but also they forget the basics. They get almost too excited in the moment, and we often remind them, we're like, calm heads, gents, calm heads.
No, definitely. There's a lot of over-eagerness going on in the competition, but the teams, you can see they're excited to play. The energy is there. The guys want to play the ball. The guys want to move the ball, but the basics is very important. You have to be able to catch pass. You have to be able to hold on to your ball. Obviously, it's a little bit windy this afternoon as well, so the guys obviously on the field has to shorten maybe their passes a little bit in order to obviously hang on to the ball and keep the ball in order to play fast rugby.
Most certainly. When you look at this competition, we've spoken about it as well in terms of just how vital are set pieces, your lineouts, your scrums, because that's also where a game is won or a game is lost.
Definitely very important, especially in these club games. Yeah, like I said, you have to hang on to the ball. Just for psychology a little bit, you have to hang on to your own ball. As we see, obviously, the Wanderers team running onto the field, both Wanderers and Randfontein needing a W after coming off a loss the past weekends.
Most certainly, we are seeing the team that's traveling this afternoon, the Wanderers running onto the field, the tunnel being formed, more green jerseys being added to that tunnel. We're about to see the home team, the Randfontein Rugby Club, take to the field. Week number 12 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. Lionel, we talk about it so often, the importance of club rugby in this country. And I always say that these games are the perfect advertisement to show off the game and to show off the love that we have for rugby in this country. Yes, the Springboks are playing later, but these are the grassroots, the players that truly add value to rugby in this country. As we see Randfontein running onto the field, the music is blaring, the supporters are smiling from ear to ear. It's bound to be a big one. Randfontein taking on the Wanderers this afternoon.
It's going to be a cracker here this afternoon, with Wanderers having it all to do, I think, this afternoon here. They have to tame the big pack of this Randfontein team. The Randfontein team's backline is also a very good backline. They love to run the ball, as you see. Rudy Marks there in the midfield loves to run the ball up, giving the outside backs a platform to play for.
We're about to see the start of this game. Wanderers with ball in hand. We're about to see the kickoff from them.
Tain Chabant, look, Wanderers obviously going to have a good kickoff here. But from Wanderers' side, obviously, a good outcome would be is getting a knock on or kicking the ball, a mistake by the Randfontein team. So to start this game off good, obviously you have to put pressure here, especially here on the kickoff. And we'll see their intent now at kickoff time.
Most certainly. Do you think we're going to see one of those Rassi starts to the games? Those interesting tactics we saw last week?
You never know. Anything happens in this competition.
There it is. We've got kickoff. Randfontein taking on the Wanderers. A little bit scrappy there.
Regather there. Good breakthrough there through the middle from the Wanderers, having the ball out wide. We talked about the kickoff, and what a wonderful kickoff here for the Wanderers team, starting the game.
Mostert with ball in hand, trying to muscle his way through for the Wanderers. Penalty goes the way of the Wanderers.
Early penalty there for hands in the ruck against the Randfontein team. Good outcome here for this Wanderers team.
Very good outcome, and it shows their intent. They're looking for points.
Definitely looking for points here. They know, obviously, trying to build scoreboard pressure. They know they're going to have to take every point they get in this game, because points are not going to be easy to come by in this game. This Randfontein team is not very easily beaten.
Most certainly. 1 minute in, an opportunity to add 3 points to their tally. As we wait patiently going through his processes. Unfortunately, not going according to plan.
And Randfontein looking to run this ball out of their own 22 as barnstorming run down the sideline there from the Randfontein number 8.
Randfontein using their big men, pushing the Wanderers out the way.
Clearly you can see the intent of this Randfontein team today, spreading the ball out wide, playing out of their own 22, now kicking the ball downfield.
Wanderers with ball in hand, they regather. Their 8th man gaining a few meters, but penalty goes the way of Randfontein.
Unfortunately, you see a knock on there from the number 9, Treasure Ahawe of Wanderers. Randfontein with the ball, good attacking opportunity, great intent there from the Wanderers team. You see what they want to do this afternoon. They want to run the ball outside of their own 22 with their number 8, Ruan de Toit.
Thrilling afternoon. We're expecting it's just been 2.5 minutes, and you can see that both these teams are eager to play some rugby this afternoon. First scrum of the afternoon, an opportunity for either pack to assert their dominance. We know that Randfontein love scrum time. They've got some big boys.
Definitely, Aaron, some big boys up front there. These boys don't stand back for anything. Obviously, here you're gonna test your worth. This Wanderers team is gonna come up against a big pack here.
We've got players like Van Staden, their skipper Swart, in that forward pack. Good
Attacking
scrum.
down the blind side. Ruan de Toit there from Randfontein.
Randfontein spreading the ball.
Great player from Randfontein, getting go forward, playing direct rugby.
Great offload from Randfontein. Using their big men, pushing their way through. Wanderers defense scrambling a little bit at this point in time. He spoke about the 8th man, the Toit, yet again being a part of the action.
Great interplay there from this Randfontein team. Using the big man, using the forwards, and you can see the difference in the first couple of minutes of this game. As I said, it will definitely come down to discipline, penalties, knock-ons. It will definitely come down to discipline as to who wants it more that's going to win this game.
Scrum time. Randfontein, they won that first scrum. They're looking excited.
Excited with ball in hand, and obviously the carry continuity, the attacking continuity is very good at this stage in time. The guys are fresh. They want to get over the advantage line.
Good scrum by Randfontein. They spread that ball.
Great play there from this Randfontein team as we see Dylan Verveers going over for the 5-pointer. Great scrum there. I thought it was a good scrum there from the Wanderers, but Randfontein got their ball. As we see Dylan Verveers, the try scorer, 5 points on the board. Dylan Verveers, Randfontein has 5 points on the board.
The one thing that I noted there is that it seems that he might have pulled his hammy. Getting a little bit of medical attention now. He added 5 points. But Randfontein will be hoping that it's not a serious injury. Another opportunity here for them to add 2 more points to their tally.
As we see,
Only 5 minutes in, Lionel. First try, looking exciting from both sides. But also in that build-up, their forward pack was so vital in terms of gaining those vital meters. And once they got the opportunity, just offloading there to their wingers. And they did what they do best.
dominant attacking display here from this Randfontein team. You see their intent for this afternoon here. They want to play, they want a W. They know they have to win this game.
Unfortunately, Pretoria is not being able to slot in those 2 points. 6 minutes in, right here at the Randfontein Rugby Stadium. The home team, Randfontein, they lead by 5 points to 0. Wanderers trailing at this point in time, but there's a lot of rugby action that still lies ahead this afternoon.
This Wanderers team can't stand back to this Randfontein team. They have to get off the line. They have to make their tackles today. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day for them.
Great take by Randfontein. Spreading the ball to the left-hand side of the field, trusting their forwards yet again.
Again, this Randfontein team choosing to attack outside of their own 22, of their own half. Unfortunately, a knock on there. Wanderers with the ball, the turnover. As we see there, the 15 of the Wanderers attacking there outside wide. Malibai, great run there from the fullback.
You can't give players like Malibai an opportunity. They'll make you pay. With that ball in his hand, gaining about 15 to 20 meters. Hey.
We've seen him in
exciting.
We've seen him in this competition. He's very fleet-footed. He evades tackles nicely, and he did that again. And in a good attacking opportunity here for this Wanderers team, line out in the Randfontein 22. Be interesting to see what they're going to do here. Play out with the back line, or just maul it with their forwards. Great take there from Zulu.
Rolling maul being utilized by the Wanderers, pushing their way through, using their own big men. So close to the try line.
So close to the try line. Treasure Hawe. Good carry there.
Spreads that ball to Jonker. Wanderers still with ball in hand. Treasure spreads that ball to Tebogo. Momentum. With the Wanderers.
Great
turnover.
Great contest there from Randfontein in their own half. Getting the turnover there. Get out of jail card for them there.
Sure.
Easy exit as well. Randfontein, they were obviously kicking themselves over that opportunity. Was a great opportunity for them to get some points on the board.
We've complimented the forward pack and the physicality that Randfontein brings to a game, but the Wanderers bringing their own physicality and saying that we're not going to shy away. That rolling maul was absolutely brilliant. I was surprised they were able to push Randfontein out the way that easily, Lionel.
Definitely, Aaron. I would like this Wanderers team to carry a little bit more with their forward. They seem to a little bit too eager to take the ball outside to the backs, especially in that area of the field. You want to build that pressure around the rucks, around the forwards. Let your forwards outwork Randfontein. At the moment, they're not doing that.
Randfontein with their first line-out opportunity. They skipper Swart. Great line-out, great take. Taking their time at ruck time.
Choosing to carry again here is this Randfontein team. Keeping ball in hand is their style of play today at the Randfontein Rugby Club.
Franco gaining a few meters for Randfontein. Unfortunately, losing that ball forward there is Randfontein. We spoke about it at the start of the game. Basics in these moments that are so vital.
Basic catch pass. If you want to play with the ball in hand, you have to look after your ball. You have to catch the ball. You have to carry. You have to clean up at ruck time. At the moment, we're seeing a lot of knock-ons because the guys are probably not looking up, hands out, looking for the ball, running into the ball. At the moment, it's a few silly mistakes that both teams are making at this moment.
Third scrum of the afternoon. Wanderers with a big opportunity here. Looking at the first two scrums, it was Randfontein that dominated those, but it's an opportunity for the Wanderers to show up. Quick feed there by Treasure. Spreads that ball to his fly half. Great offload by the Wanderers.
As we see a slow ball there at ruck time for this Wanderers team, and turnover
ball.
Great kick downfield there by Randfontein.
Malibai chasing that ball down.
Great turnover, great kick by Randfontein. Malibai choosing to run with this ball. Great stepping again from the fullback of Wanderers. All the way up to the halfway line.
Great tackle there by Randfontein. If you don't tackle Malibai, he'll make you pay. Wanderers still with ball in hand.
Moving the ball as we see the props there and the loose forwards out wide in the back line for this Wanderers team.
Penalty going the way of the Wanderers. But talking about the Wanderers, the man who's wearing that Puma cap, Malibai.
He is going to punish you.
He's a dangerous man, the fleet-footed. You can't give this man an opportunity this afternoon. Randfontein better be careful.
Definitely. For a moment there, I thought he was isolated, but he had the mindset to just step his way through a couple of defenders, 4 or 5 defenders from there.
In those situations, we often talk about just go for the easy exit, kick the ball into touch, but he trusted himself. And also when you've got speed like this man, running the ball out of your own territory is not a bad idea, especially when it works that well.
Who needs a boot if you can step like that?
Exactly. Line out here for the Wanderers, their second line out of the game. Great take. Yet again, another rolling maul being formed here, Lionel.
As you see the rolling maul going there, and this is a go-to at the moment for this Wanderers team, and they can see it's paying dividends for them. So that works for them, the line-out works for them, the rolling maul works for them. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that ball out of the ruck there, out of that maul.
11 minutes in, Randfontein lead with a 5-0 scoreline. These are the moments that later on in the game the Wanderers will ask themselves questions about, because this is the second time in the very same area of the field that the Wanderers have wasted an opportunity, Lionel.
Exactly. I mean, especially against this Randfontein team. You want to take your opportunities because those are not going to come a lot. There's not a lot of those lying around the field. As you see, these big boys of Randfontein, they can play. And obviously, with the Wanderers getting in their 22, they have to make sure they convert when they get into the Randfontein 22. Yet
again, scrum time. You can even see the Randfontein lads smile a little bit. This is an area of the game that they love so much.
Those big boys were made for these moments.
Yes, sir.
Great scrum there from Randfontein. Ball out there to there's 12. Rudy Marks carrying the ball up there, playing the ball out. Great kick. We see a good kicking game here from this Randfontein team. Unfortunately, the ref brings them back offside from this Wanderers team. Easy exit again.
The Wanderers coach, he'll be scratching his head a little bit, slightly frustrated. There are opportunities on the table for the Wanderers, but they're not taking them. In terms of Randfontein, they'll be a little bit concerned, like, in terms of the first 13 minutes. A lot of rugby has been played quite deep within their territory, and it's mistakes from the Wanderers that are allowing them just to breathe a sigh of relief. But they should be careful.
Definitely, they might be up on the scoreboard, but they're playing the game in the wrong area. They would obviously, with their big boys and with their backs that runs the ball so beautifully, they would want to play more upfield, which is playing good into the hands of Wanderers actually, because Wanderers have a lot of territory inside the Randfontein half.
Line out opportunity here for Randfontein.
Great attacking opportunity for them here, as we see them in the back line, forwards and backs mixed in the back line. Lining up very deep here as this Randfontein team.
That line out. Randfontein, they gather the ball. Using their big man, the Toit, their 8th man, trying to bully his way through. Also a very, very high defensive line from the Wanderers.
At the
not
moment,
allowing the Wanderers to build their phases. Turnover ball.
Turnover ball indeed there for the Wanderers team. Also an easy let off there. Both of these teams will be kicking themselves because they have the ball, they get the ball. As soon as they want to go in a good attacking shape, they just turn it over. Whether it's scrappy at ruck time, then it's a knock-on. But obviously for Wanderers, there's a very good opportunity here to get into the half of Randfontein.
We talk about it often, Lionel. We talk about cool heads, just the ability for you in those moments to just calm down a little bit.
Kick not going into touch there by Wanderers. Great boot there from Tia Nudia.
Treasure, great take from there. Spreads the ball.
The danger man, Malibai. Again, he beats 2-3 defenders, does this Malibai.
Regathers as well, unfortunately. Lost forward there, I think.
Really scrappy here from both teams. Great attacking opportunities from both teams, but they're not using it because they're losing the ball.
Malibai, the talk of the town, just 15 minutes in. Some would argue that he's already slowly but surely engraving his name into that man of the match column, eh?
Matusi Malibai
must be very careful. But we spoke about it in the build-up that this field will accommodate fast-running rugby, and that's exactly what the Wanderers are using. It's just they're letting themselves down.
They're not holding on to the ball, Aaron. They're not holding on to the ball. As we see, Randfontein in a good attacking opportunity and good scrum actually by the Wanderers. Randfontein going down the blind side there by Aaron Sterling.
Sterling gaining a few meters here for Randfontein. They've got ball in hand. The Toit, their 8th man, has been so vital in the momentum.
Great carry by the Toit. Randfontein on the front foot.
They continue to spread that ball.
Great interplay here by the forwards and backs, taking it out wide. Tianudia with the carry out wide. Randfontein on the front foot. Oh, Randfontein on the front foot. Unfortunately, there.
Very scrappy.
High tackle there from Wanderers. Good opportunity. Do they go for the points? Do they go for the corner? 17 minutes into this game.
They've got ball in hand. They're taking their time with this one. It does seem like they're not asking for a kicking tee.
It'd be interesting to see what they will
kick
do.
into
Yeah.
touch, line out opportunity, utilize their forward pack, nice rolling maul.
It's not often that they get into the Wanderers 22.
Exactly,
But again,
we call
as
it Nudia, kicking into touch.
Again, as we've seen from last time, they do take their opportunities when they get into the Wanderers 22. So we'll see obviously what they're going to back here. Are they going to back the rolling maul here?
It's a big opportunity. That second line-out opportunity that they had earlier was a little bit scrappy. They'd like to... Oh, great take by the Wanderers. Wasted
Turnover ball.
opportunity by
Wanderers with the ball.
Randfontein.
Great kick there from the Wanderers. Unfortunately, opportunity gone there for Randfontein. 5 meters from the line, they lost the ball.
Coach of Randfontein will not be happy with that, Lionel.
He'll be scratching his head there.
We almost set the play for them. Kick into touch, use your forward pack, rolling maul. Poorly executed line out throw here. Here's another opportunity for their skipper, Swart. Great line out.
That's done.
Fixing those
Great
mistakes.
throw.
Randfontein
Good
still with
carry
ball in
there
hand.
Spreading the ball there with the number, giving the ball to number 12. Great carry of the ball, Rudy Marks. Going around the rucks, that's Randfontein.
Hlatswayo pushing his way through, gaining 1 or 2 meters for Randfontein. Randfontein still with ball in hand, building their phases slowly but surely.
Obstruction
Penalty.
there, penalty obstruction. Again, Randfontein in the half of the Wanderers. What the ball in hand. Unfortunately, there's a mistake that cost them there. Like you said, it's more of like a seesaw game, you know. You make a mistake, I make a mistake. It's like you knock a ball, I knock a ball. There's just a lot of mistakes in the first 20 minutes at the moment.
The one good thing for Randfontein is in the last 5 minutes, they've been playing a lot more in the Wanderers territory, but those mistakes are costing them big time. They'll want to fix those. We are 20 minutes into this encounter. Randfontein, the home team, they're leading by 5 points. The Wanderers, they've had opportunities, they've wasted opportunities, but they're still on 0 points thus far. Lots of rugby still to be played. As we see a quick change in commentary, the former junior Springbok, Fabian Boyson, joins me in commentary. We start off with a line-out opportunity here, Fabian. Scrappy one, that is, for the Wanderers.
Scrappy one, Wanderers retaining that ball position beautifully. Then really an opportunity after a few minutes of absorbing constant attack from Randfontein to get themselves in a favourable position there. But still scrappy at the moment, Darren.
Wanderers with ball in hand. Pushing their way through is Mihle, their 8th man. Wanderers also not shy to use some of their big men.
Yeah, a bit of slow poison being applied from this Wanderers outfit with the offload and a half break attempt.
The game's slowing down a little bit. Wanderers, they still got ball in hand. Treasure looking to use his quick feet. being taken down there by Randfontein. Penalty going the way of Randfontein.
You know, just Trezor trying to do too much on that occasion, finding himself isolated, and Randfontein pouncing on that opportunity to get their hands on the ball and getting that penalty for the side.
Fabian, you've been watching from the sidelines here. Your analysis of this first stanza that we've seen between Randfontein and the Wanderers.
No, this first one's really been interesting. You can see both teams have come up with intent, Darren, wanting to play. Randfontein obviously be the first to get some points on the board, and the only points of the half thus far, but really making their intent clear from the onset of this game. They want to score points, they want to impress, they want to get their second round of this season underway, but similar for Wanderers as well, a lot more controlled, having absorbed pressure, and now another opportunity to defend their try line.
Great line out by their skipper, Swart. Great rolling maul. Rolling and rolling here. Advantage, I believe, to Randfontein. Almost looks like a turnover here. Treasure snatches that ball. Malebai spreading that ball to the right-hand side of the field. Great hits. What a tackle by Randfontein. One for the highlight reel, Fabian.
Well, definitely one for the highlight reel, but Wanderers still on the attack here, making sure that they can capitalize on this opportunity, and valuable meters gained there from Malebe from the back. But unfortunately, play coming to an end. Once again, players just finding himself isolated, and Randfontein getting over that ball, forcing the penalty their way.
The one thing that we've picked up, Fabian, throughout the first 23 minutes of this game is the fact that when you give the Wanderers an opportunity, especially players like Malabai, he'll definitely make you pay every single time he's had the ball in hand. He's gained about 20 to 30 meters.
Yeah, definitely a threat from the back there, so it's going to give Randfontein something to consider, making sure that their kicks find touch, because Malabai from the back has been lethal all afternoon, and I'm sure that's going to continue throughout this game as well. You don't want to give him any space, time, or any opportunity on the ball, because he's definitely going to beat the first defender.
Line-out opportunity here for Randfontein. Randfontein have really been blowing hot and cold when it comes to line-out time. They've had 5 lineouts. Only 3 of those have been successful so far. An opportunity for Swart just to get a little bit of momentum.
Well, just to get momentum, you want to secure the lineouts. When you've got a driving maul like they have, you really want to use that to full advantage. Not as scrappy, as clean, but another one being taken for Randfontein as they probe the blind side.
Randfontein with ball in hand. They continue to spread that ball, looking to bully their way through. Wanderers' defense being tested.
Oh, penalty going the way of Randfontein. Wanderers player trying to play that ball at ruck time, but getting off his feet.
Randfontein have done quite well in the last 10 minutes. Early on in this game, a lot of rugby was played within their territory. The tempo has now shifted. A lot of rugby now being played in the Wanderers' territory. And another big opportunity here for Randfontein. Can we call the play? Kick into touch, rolling ball, using their forward pack.
No, definitely. I think with Swart and his troopers up front, they want to take ownership of this one and get their names on the scoreboard early as well. The driving maul has been functioning. They just haven't been able to get across. Now being 5 meters out, you just need to, first of all, gain possession, Aaron, which they've struggled with, because you need a clean line-out take and then get the setup right. Once that maul starts going, we've seen Wanderers has really struggled to contain that. So I'd say driving maul, and make sure that you just secure possession at the back and get over for an easy 5-pointer here. But it's just interesting to see, Aaron, as you mentioned, I've been watching on from the sideline the first 20 minutes, how we spoke about the momentum side that the Wanderers is. When the momentum goes their way, they're hot. When it doesn't, they struggle. And thus far, I've been very impressed to see how they've absorbed wave of attack coming their way and only conceding that one try in the opening minutes of the game. So really a step up and change of mindset from this Wanderers outfit.
Another line-out opportunity here for Randfontein. Their 7th line-out of the game. Scrappy. Wanderers regather the ball. Tap and run by Randfontein. So close to the try line. Seems like the ref is calling them back. That tap and run not going according to plan, Fabian.
No, not at all. Just held up there, but the Wanderers not 10 back. So it's another opportunity here for Randfontein.
Using their big boys.
Van Staden and now Swart, the captain. So close.
The Jager trying to gain a few meters here for Randfontein. They still have ball in hand. Wanderers defense being tested here.
Great defense by Wanderers.
There it is. The second try for Randfontein.
Brendan Verveer just going over there for the second one for Randfontein, getting his name on the score sheet this afternoon. He had options outside of him, but taking ownership, making sure he plays the dummy and getting over next to the ruck for the 5-pointer.
We've got two brothers on the field, it seems. For a second there, I got slightly confused because I thought it's the person who scored the first try there, Fabian.
Oh, it's a family affair this afternoon.
Both brothers getting a try each. Opportunity here for Pretorius to add 2 more points to their tally. Unfortunately, the kicking tee has been a challenge for both teams this afternoon. Pretorius not being able to slot home those 2 points, but after 27 minutes, Randfontein, the home team, they lead this one by 10 points. The Wanderers, they're still searching for their first points of the game.
Oh, crucial now for Wanderers to regroup here and get their heads right, get back in the game, get ball position in prime opportunity and capitalize on that as we see Tain getting us underway again.
Great take by Randfontein.
Try scorer for Viers just not getting a lot of distance on that kick, clearing his own goal line there. And this is a great opportunity now for Wanderers to get back into this one, get some prime possession, get their own driving ball rolling. We've seen how that's functioned throughout this competition as well. So Zulu's really going to have to get his troops together here, make sure they get a clean line out and get some front foot ball for the backs.
Sipo, the hooker for the Wanderers with ball in hand. Great take by the Wanderers. Rolling ball forming. Randfontein pushing back. You can see that ball perfectly positioned at the back of that maul. Treasure watching patiently. Wanderers gaining about 3-5 meters, but the penalty going the way of Randfontein as we hear the supporters getting involved, Fabian.
Well, the supporters getting involved, and great defensive effort from Randfontein on that driving ball, making sure they get their hands on the ball carrier right at the back. How they slip through there, only they would know, part of the dark arts, but making sure they held it up and free kick to the way of Randfontein. Great defensive effort from the home side.
We've seen it about 3 times, same areas, wasted opportunities from the Wanderers. Their coach will be scratching his head, looking for ways to fix that.
Well, they're going to have to fix it, Darren. Every time they get in a try-scoring opportunity or point-scoring opportunity, they're going to have to capitalize, because this Randfontein side is not going to let anything through easily this afternoon. There's going to be no freebies as we see them setting up for the scrum.
5th scrum for Randfontein. Easy exit there by Randfontein, clearing their lines. When you look at the two teams, Fabian, One would say that a lot of rugby has been played within the territory of Randfontein, but they just seem to be a lot more in control of this game, a lot calmer as well, making the right decisions at the right time. And the Wanderers, they're just scrambling from one point to another, unfortunately, it looks like at this point.
I would feel that the Wanderers side is really feeling the pressure, as you could say, Aaron. It's been a structured approach from the Randfontein, from the home side, making sure that they tick their boxes, and they've done just that. And it's really building that pressure on. And there we see another line out going array. And Randfontein pouncing, but beautifully stripped in the tackle there from Treasure, and they're off for attacking again.
Malabai with ball in hand. Treasure spreads that ball for the Wanderers. Very high defensive line being utilized by Randfontein, and it seems to be working. Randfontein regather.
Looks like another turnover. Yeah. Penalty conceded at drag time by the Randfontein outfit. Decision time here for this Wanderers side. The line out has been functioning. Driving ball hasn't. The kicking tee hasn't been their mate this afternoon, so maybe just get to the line out, get the ball out, give their backs an opportunity. Guys have been freezing on the outside to get involved in this game, Aaron. So the coach for Wanderers have to have a look at this and really get a message onto the field as quick as possible as we draw closer to halftime.
Great touch finder there by Tain. Wanderers fly half. These are the opportunities that you have to utilize. You can't waste these. They've wasted way too many of these earlier in this game. 8 minutes left in this first half. They haven't scored a single point. These are the moments that matter. Sipho, their hooker. He'll be looking to find his man. Players like Zulu. Nsi.
Oh, great sack by Wanderers, stopping that maul right at the inception of that.
Tain spreading that ball to Malabai. Treasure taking his time at rack time, looking to find his man. Great hands here by the one. Oh!
Knocked down. That might be a yellow card. Referee looks like he's keeping
no yellow
that
card.
at a penalty.
We were waiting patiently for a yellow card there.
Very, very interesting call there, but
that was a yellow card, wasn't it?
100%. With the new law change, any interference, the referee did acknowledge it was a clear slap as well. I'm sure Zulu will be having that conversation with the referee on field.
Definitely.
But I have to move on from that, Aaron, because they're 5 meters out here. They need points, and this is their best opportunity of the game thus far.
Fifth line out here for the Wanderers. Ref seems to be chatting to the lads. Short line out here.
And Sipho going over for his 5-pointer and the first try for this Wanderers outfit this afternoon. Beautifully worked there by the forwards of this Wanderers side. And Sipho going over for his first try of the match.
I mean, when you're struggling to get points on the board, you have to be creative. That short line out working brilliantly for Sipho. Nice thing is he gets to throw it in, he gets to score the try as well. Absolutely brilliant.
That's a bit of a hot potato play there. Sipho going straight to Nsi, and he plays it straight back. Catching this Randfontein outside off guard, opting for the shortened line out. Everyone expecting them to hit it up with the forwards in the midfield. But great play and great way to get the afternoon started on the scoreboard.
Just changing things around. It took them about 33 minutes for them to get those points on the board. It's about time, some would say. Tain looking to add 2 more points to their tally. Great kick. Solid kick. 34 minutes into this encounter. Wanderers coming back into this one, but Randfontein still lead with 10 points on the scoreboard. The Wanderers, they're on 7 points. So vital that just before half-time, Fabian, you just get points on the board, and also it almost feels a lot better when you head into the locker room knowing that you're trailing just by 3 points and not by a massive 10 points.
No, 100%, Aaron. That's been the result of this constant pressure from this Wanderers outfit as well. As we get on the way again, beautifully taken in on the left wing side for Wanderers. And unfortunately, penalty conceded by Wanderers straight from the kickoff, playing the ball with their hands in the ruck. But again, pressure, Aaron. Randfontein not letting up, making sure they're making their presence felt at every facet of the game. Even at kickoff time, putting pressure on the ruck. And at this point, getting dividends for that.
Wanderers have to be careful here. They just scored their try. They're back into the game in terms of the scoreboard. They don't want to concede a try. It's 5 minutes before halftime. They'll be looking to ensure that they set their defensive structures right, to ensure that at least they head into the locker room with a scoreline. Fabian.
No, they have to. You need to stay within touching distance here, because Randfontein, they're playing at home. We know what that does for a team in the second half when it gets tough. They want to go. What they want to get that W. So big pressure here on Wanderers to make sure they keep Randfontein at. But is that driving ball underway again?
Randfontein using their big boys, gaining vital meters. Wanderers' defense will be tested here. Van Staden trying to bully his way through.
Looks like the captain, Swart.
Randfontein about 2 meters away from the try line, spreading that ball. Randfontein being very patient here at ruck time.
Defensive line for Wanderers holding strong and actually tackling Randfontein back at the moment as they still look to keep it tight.
Hlatswayo gaining about 3 meters here for Randfontein. The Dwight so close to the try line is Randfontein. Can you hear the supporters getting involved? There it is. Their third try of the game. De Jager adding his name to the try scorers list for Randfontein. We spoke about it, Fabian. We said the Wanderers can't concede a try. And unfortunately, their defensive lines not being able to hold the big boys of Randfontein back.
And the big boys have been coming all afternoon, Aaron. It's been great to see the patience in building up to that, going 10 plus phases, making sure that you keep the ball in hand and actually getting points for that as well has been really impressive from Randfontein. But Wanderers will be really disappointed with that effort, not being able to clear from the kickoff and finding themselves underneath the post with 2 minutes to half-time. It's not a position you'd want to find yourself in.
Easy 2 points here for Pretorius. Randfontein, they smiling from ear to ear. Their supporters are happy. 2 minutes just before halftime, they're leading with a 17 to 7 point scoreline here. Wanderers really struggling in this battle. The few moments when they have the momentum, unfortunately the maturity not being there for the Wanderers this afternoon.
No, not at all, as we see Tain getting us underway again for the final minutes in this first half.
Fortunately, Randfontein not being able to take that ball, almost slipping through the hands there.
Oh, slipping through, and if ever Wanderers want an opportunity to get themselves in a point-scoring position, they've been handed that on a silver platter, Aaron. We've got a minute and a few seconds left before the halftime break, and just some confidence would be great.
Hot potato there for Randfontein. Treasure gathers the ball. Taking their time are the Wanderers. Using their big boys. Gallagher. Tain with ball in hand. Spreads it to their 12th man.
Patience required here from Wanderers as they hit it up in the midfield, but it seems like it's been stripped. Illegally so, says the referee.
Malibai.
High tackle called on that previous play from Randfontein. Decision time here for the Wanderers outfit. Do they go for poles or do they opt to get the full house of points?
You've got nothing to lose. Let's go for 7 points. Should be an easy touch finder.
Easy one indeed, and a great one from Tain, getting them in a great position here for driving ball. They're 10 meters out, applying the pressure, and a bit of a momentum shift here late in the first half, Aaron.
They have to make this line out count. They have to remain within touching distance in terms of the points. Sipho, we have seen him utilize the line out quite well with a short line out. More of the same. Not, unfortunately. Yo.
Just unforced error there, bringing us to the halftime break. And as we see the lads leaving the field, it's the home side, Randfontein, leading the visitors, Wanderers. 17 points to 7 in favor of the home side.
Home supporters are smiling from ear to ear. 17 points on the board. The Wanderers, though, they'll be very, very disappointed. Yes, they got 7 points on the board, but a very, very scrappy affair and almost a lack of maturity, Fabian, from their players.
Oh, it's been a scrappy affair. Like we saw that right from the onset in the first half. They had an opportunity, get points on the board, decision time. They opt to go for poles, and it's sure points that you have to get. And unfortunately, when it really mattered, when it comes down to the crux of it, as you mentioned, maturity, the patience, and actually just discipline within the side to execute as needed, not just when you overstep the line of the law, but also on your own ball, securing the ball from a line out, being able to set up the driving ball, and then also just defensively. Yes, they've absorbed pressure, but they haven't been clinical within their back 50 and really giving Randfontein every opportunity, and they've done brilliantly to capitalize.
You talk about pressure there, the one area of the game in terms of territory. A lot of rugby was played in their territory, that is Randfontein, but it's almost like mistakes from the Wanderers were able to just give them an opportunity to just get out of jail free card there. In terms of other areas where Randfontein has really done well to get these 17 points on the board.
No, what we've seen from them is they've decided to use what they have and play to their strength. You've also seen a bit of change in their game plan, where we previously or earlier in the rounds used to see their forwards being utilized on the edges a lot more. They're now playing a lot closer to the ball. So what that causes, it forces the defensive outfit from like the likes of a Wanderers to be a lot more congested. And that's how we saw that first try from Dylan Verveers coming to the board, where there was ample space for him on the outside. So really what you asked and what we discussed in the build-up as well, how do they put that strength of the forward pack and merge that with the backline? And we've seen that beautifully this afternoon, Aaron.
Let's talk about other players that have been quite vital to their performance. Their 12th man, the Jager, and also their 8th man, the Toit, being almost vital cogs in their system as they move the ball from one point to another.
No, 100%, and that forms part of your spine, Aaron. They've been crucial for them in making sure they get that front foot position, gain line advantage, crucial. But also when it comes to decision-making time, I feel Swayze Pretorius together with Brandon Verveers in the scrum-off position has really directed the forwards well. They've known every time where to go. They've seen where the opportunities are, and they really made sure that they capitalize on that. Yes, it might be a bit one-dimensional, but they're playing towards their strength, and it's working for them.
You talk about a big strength for Randfontein. We have to talk about that forward pack. I mean, in terms of some of the stats that we were able to gather, they had 5 scrums, and all 5 scrums were successful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't give them a scrumming opportunity. That's when that forward pack is smiling from ear to ear, because they know they're going to bully you.
No, 100%, and that's what Ruan du Toit has done beautifully from the back or the base of that scrum as well. Every time they've had the momentum forward, they've got the correct shoulder, and what that causes, the blindside flank is totally out of the game because he needs to scrum behind his prop, and that's where they've gained meters upon meters from each of one of those scrums. And we know the Wanderers side, not any slouch when it comes to the scrumming side of things, but Randfontein really between Desailliers, Swart and Van Staden up front, a good base for them to work for, and it's become a real game changer for them, Aaron.
Maybe one area that Randfontein can improve slightly is line-out opportunities. We have seen them have 8 line-outs. In terms of the stats, 4 of those were successful, 4 of those were unsuccessful. in terms of other areas maybe that you might have picked up that their coach will be talking to them as they're in the locker room, just to say, these are the areas that you guys need to sharpen up to ensure that we secure the W?
Yeah, the most important one's going to be defensively. The heavy guys up front are going to start tiring as we go into the second half. And we've seen what Malabai from the back has done when he had opportunity to counter-attack. Although it was limited, he's really been tearing them apart from the back. And if that keeps on going, the big guys are going to get tired. We've seen the likes of Wanderers with their line out. Although they have been scrappy, we know what they can do with attack from that. So I think for me, going into the second half, Randfontein is going to have to play towards their strengths as they have done. But defensively, especially when they kick, make sure that there's a defensive line in place, not to give any loose ball away.
You spoke about Malabai there for the Wanderers. Any other standout players? Because he's been vital. I mean, so in the first 10 minutes, I would say he was putting in a man of the match performance, but unfortunately, he's almost operating as an individual player where this is a team sport.
100%. And together with Malabai, Treasure has also been a standout directing the play for them. But as you mentioned, it's one-off. It's been standalone efforts. And it's just evident and testament to that forward pack of Randfontein, neutralizing the forwards of the Wanderers outfit, because we know Luke Jonker has been a standout for them all season. We've got Zulu, their captain, who's also no slouch when it comes to those things. So it's interesting to see how those players are going to adapt in the second half. Yes, they felt the pressure, but they're 10 points behind on the scoreboard. But it's up to those guys to really step up. I mean, the likes of a Dylan Mostert, who we know is dangerous with ball in hand, he hasn't touched the ball in the first half either. So when those players start getting into the game, it's going to be important for Wanderers to make sure they get ball in hand, make sure that they get those players into the game, and that's going to give them opportunity to stay within touch of this one.
Looking at some of the changes that the Wanderers could possibly make this afternoon, we have to talk about the man who's wearing the number 16 jersey, Fabian, a player that we've watched throughout the season, Rory Anderson. I'm assuming that the coach will want to make a change early on, heading into this second half, bringing on players like Rory, because we know that they've got the maturity just to change the tempo in this game, because that's an area where they've truly been lacking. Number one, you're bringing on a seasoned campaigner. Number two, you get to be more competitive at scrum time.
Yeah, 100%, Darren. That's what's needed. They're going to need an impact. They're going to need someone who has experience to close this game out, but also to up the tempo for them when it comes to second half. We've seen how Randfontein has dipped during the second half in their performances, and it's going to be crucial for this bench, like under the leadership of Anderson, also Russ Dyer coming onto the field, making sure that they up the tempo, keep the quality there, and really put themselves within a chance to close this game out.
In terms of the atmosphere, it's absolutely electric right here at the Randfontein Rugby Stadium. The home team, they're leading the game by 17 points to just 7. The fans are smiling from ear to ear, Fabian. We talk about it so often, club rugby being a vital cog within the South African rugby system. In terms of this competition, we talk about the beautiful advertisement that is club rugby. We are live on SABC2, but just your analysis in terms of how vital these matches, these players are, making the bigger picture of South African rugby so beautiful.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, you need to look at it holistically, Aaron. It's all an ecosystem in which the rugby exists. And right now, if you're not playing within Super Rugby, or you're not in the Currie Cup setup or the URC in any one of those teams, now all of a sudden you can get recognized with these games and this competition specifically being aired on SABC, which was a great initiative, and Heritage Sport making sure that we provide that as well. So a great advertisement, maybe late in your career, even if it's just for a tryout to see what it is like, but it really gives that ecosystem and creates a healthy ecosystem within South African rugby, and that's what we need to continue forward on the trend that we are at the moment.
Most certainly. Yes, the Springboks are playing, but before that, we are enjoying some club rugby. This is almost the curtain raiser to the game that we'll see later this afternoon. A quick change in the commentary booth. Lionel Mapu, the Springbok. He joins me. You're looking quite warm, Lionel. Some would even say fashionable.
I've got my hoodie on. Can't get so cold. Only the guys in the field are warm right now. Now I'm cold.
They can't necessarily see you on screen, but the fur is looking good on you, my boy.
For everywhere.
You have to keep warm. We're about to see the second half kick off. We are at the Randfontein Rugby Stadium. Randfontein, they're leading this one with a 17-7 point scoreline as we see kickoff for the second half.
Unfortunately, overcooked that kickoff. We'll have a scrum halfway line. Wanderers ball. Uncostly mistake there from Randfontein. They obviously would have wanted to come out in the second half firing.
Firing is the name of the game. Randfontein looking to continue their momentum. Wanderers looking to get back into this game. They trail by 10 points. A lot of work has to go into the second half for the Wanderers.
At the moment, it's chasing the game, Aaron, chasing the game from this Wanderers side. They obviously know that they're still in this game. There's still a lot of time left. They know they can play rugby. It's just in a matter of, can we hang on to the ball? And can we put points on the board?
Their first scrum of the second half here. Quite a scrappy scrum here by the Wanderers. But they secure the penalty.
Just walking around there from the Randfontein team. Penalty for Wanderers. Opportunity to get into the half of Randfontein. Opportunity to build pressure here with ball in hand. Long kick there from their number 10, Chabant. What a great kick from Chabant there into the Rustenburg 22. Great attacking opportunity, great maul opportunity.
Brilliant kick from Tain. We spoke about the fact that the Wanderers have a lot of work to do, and this is a good start here, Lionel. Line-out opportunity. We have seen how Sipho has used the line-out to score their first try of the game. He went short on that occasion, going long on this occasion. Great take, great formation of the rolling maul.
That's been working for them in the first half. Obviously, they want to keep doing that. Unfortunately, turnover there from the big man, number 3, Juan Swart.
The skipper doing what a skipper does. Randfontein with ball in hand. Franco gaining a few meters. They continue to spread that ball.
Great carry there from the number 13 there, Rian de Jager. Randfontein on the pounce here, carrying up the midfield with their big forwards. Quick ruck there, quick pick up there from Dulusier.
Dulusier gaining a few meters there.
The refs bringing them back there for a possible high tackle from this Wanderers team.
Lionel is the second high tackle that we are seeing in this game. And we talk about discipline. Talk to me about the importance of discipline, because in terms of the new rules, in terms of local rugby, club rugby, international rugby, we can't be seeing high tackles in the game. It becomes incredibly dangerous.
Obviously, it's very dangerous, yeah. Obviously, you can hurt somebody badly and give them a concussion. That's why the refs are so big on high tackles and obviously trying to lower the tackle height. At the moment, that's costing this Wanderers team penalties upon penalties, and giving this Randfontein team an opportunity to attack again. And we know how good they are with ball in hand.
Most certainly. Opportunity here for Swart and his lads. Great line out by Randfontein. Spreading that ball with confidence.
Good carry there from Bijleveld, the number 7 from Randfontein in the Wanderers 22.
The 8th man, the Toit, being a part of the action yet again.
Great carries here from Randfontein. Keeping the ball nicely.
Building their phases here is Randfontein. Tain being pushed out the way there.
Obstruction being called there by the ref. Opportunity missed by the Randfontein. A sigh of relief from this Wanderers team. It's obviously 10 points behind and needs to chase this game still.
Good opportunity here.
Again, there's a little bit. It's more that we see of more of the first half we saw. The teams obviously they have ball in hand, they get go forward ball, but then they just mess up their opportunity. They don't keep the ball.
The one area where Randfontein is slowly but surely improving throughout this game, Lionel, is just building their phases. They struggled a little bit in the beginning. That's coming all right, slowly but surely. They were able to build about 5 to 7 phases there, unfortunately losing out there.
No, definitely a costly mistake there. They would have wanted to obviously score points when they get into the Wanderers 22. Line out for Wanderers. Skew. Randfontein ball taking it out wide, carrying up the midfield. Great carry by the number 8, Rwanda Twait. Not releasing, ruck time, penalty there. Not releasing, good opportunity for number 15, Tianudia, to get the Randfontein closer to the Wanderers try line.
Great touch finder here by Randfontein. Of course, there's a lot of action taking place. It is week number 12 of the Castle Pirates Grand Challenge. If you are interested in that score update, the game that's currently being played at Pirates, it is Pirates taking on Alberton, the Eelander as we call them. Pirates using their home ground advantage, leading that one at halftime with a 15 to 10 point scoreline.
Knock on there from the Randfontein team. Wanderers have the ball in their own 22. Wanderers will be looking to clear this the ball here. Great kick there from the number 10, Taincha Bunt. Clearing their lines, but not out of the woods yet.
Definitely not. Randfontein, they'll be smiling.
Randfontein has been having the upper hand during this game, especially with carrying the ball, keeping the ball in hand, scoring points when they want to.
Randfontein with ball in hand. Wanderers defense scrambling a little bit.
Changing direction there from Senzo Hlatwayo. Good carry, good ruck there from Randfontein. Playing with the forwards.
Great stop there by Gallagher. Strong defense by the Wanderers. Randfontein still with ball in hand.
Just going through the phases here is this one Randfontein team with their locked Franco Skutter. Carrying nicely, passing nicely on the outside. The number 4, Senzo Hlatwayo from Randfontein. The big man fancying himself, carrying outside, looking like a winger.
Smiling from ear to ear. Senzo Hlatwayo handling his business. You could see from that broad smile that he's enjoying his rugby. He's smiling, the fans are smiling, Lionel.
His eyes would have been lit up as that ball was coming to him and he saw the white line in front of him. Try time for the big man, try time for Randfontein. As we have the score 22-7 with the kick to come from Tianudia.
4 tries on the board for Randfontein. They're definitely taking charge of this game. The Wanderers having an opportunity to sip some water. They'll be Randfontein team is hitting their strides at the moment. They're carrying pretty well, carrying over the advantage line. Obviously getting clean ball at rucks, playing the ball through the hands, which we saw there. Obviously the number 4 scoring there. Great play from this Randfontein team. Nudia adding 2 more points to their tally. 48 minutes into this encounter. Randfontein, they lead by 24 points. The Wanderers, they're still on 7 points.
Randfontein would want a great exit here, obviously gather the ball, put it up one rock nicely and get out of their half. They're leading on the scoreboard. Obviously they don't want to play around in their own half. We'll see what the tactics is this half.
Great take by Randfontein.
Good kick by the number 14, Eret Ernstein, kicking the ball downfield.
Wanderers with ball in hand. Tain spreads that ball to Malabai.
The danger man, great grabber through.
Malabai, Treasure, chasing Randfontein.
Good pressure here from this Wanderers team.
Randfontein taking their time. Choosing not to kick here is Randfontein.
Great
choosing
pressure.
to run the ball out of their territory.
As you see, great pressure again there from this Randfontein Wanderers team, giving a high line to this Randfontein team. Good tackle there from the big man,
Big
number
hits,
3,
Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Randfontein still with the ball in hand.
Again, Randfontein making yards through the middle here, carrying hard on the advantage line.
We spoke about the basics in that first half. Unfortunately, that pass going astray. Wasted opportunity here, but ref calls them back. It seems like Randfontein actually had an advantage there.
Another high tackle, discipline. At the moment, that's costing this Wanderers team, who are trailing in this game. Obviously, they want to cut down on the mistakes that they are making. They actually want to be the team that makes less mistakes, have the ball in hand, actually go on the attack. But at the moment, none of that is happening. They actually letting Randfontein run onto them.
Great touch finder here by Nudia for Randfontein. We can hear the music in the stands, picking up the pace.
The vibe
building
is
excitement.
here. The home team is in front. Great rugby this afternoon at Randfontein Rugby Club. Good
Great
take there from Randfontein, putting up the middle there. Number 8, Rwanda Twite, running straight through. Barging run from the big man, Randfontein on the front foot.
Randfontein with ball in hand, they give it to Satrayo, the man who scored that try earlier. Trusted hands, they say.
Ball in hand there, Rudy Marks carrying the ball there for Randfontein. Good attacking opportunity.
They skipper Swart being pushed back by the Wanderers defense.
Patience here, patient build up here for this Randfontein team. They're pretty clean at ruck time. Holding on to the ball pretty well. Great carry there from the number 2, De La Suya.
Grubber kick here. Unfortunately not going according to plan.
Patience is what's needed. And unfortunately, the number 10, Swiss Pretorius, kicking the ball away there. Easy get out of jail card there for the Wanderers. Randfontein had the upper hand there. They were carrying the ball. They were getting over the advantage line. I think they all pulled the trigger a little bit earlier there from Swiss Pretorius. I think their team their forwards would have said, listen here, why don't we just keep this ball, build more phases. We have the upper hand. We have these guys. Let's keep the ball.
Most certainly. We are seeing Satrayo getting a little bit of medical attention. He's put in a long shift this afternoon, being so vital in that forward pack, also scoring a try. He's played with confidence, he's played with flair. Yes, he wears the number 4 jersey, but sometimes he's a winger, you know. He's been brilliant this afternoon. Randfontein will be hoping that it's not too serious. It does seem like a little bit of cramps. You know, that magic spray needs to come out.
He just wants a little bit of attention right now, Satrayo. But he's been good this afternoon, good carries, been good in the scrum. As we saw earlier, good try down the sideline from the big man.
Of course, these are the moments where the skippers get an opportunity to chat to their team. Wanderers, unfortunately, not getting any momentum. What will the skipper be telling his troops just to get back into this game? It's almost like, forget about the scoreboard. Let's just focus on one moment throughout the game. Let's do what we have to do. Let's focus on our basics. What are some of the areas, in your opinion, Lionel, that they will want to improve, and areas that can bring them back into this game?
Again, obviously, is the discipline. The discipline has been costing them so far in this game. Every time they've been blown for a high tackle, they find themselves right back in their own 22, and that's a big problem if they're not going to lower their tackle height in this game. Obviously, they're chasing the game as well. 52 minutes in.
It is 52 minutes in. The home team, Randfontein, they're smiling from ear to ear. They find themselves on 24 points. The Wanderers, the traveling team, they're struggling this afternoon. They're just on 7 points.
Wanderers wouldn't want this game running away from them. They're still in this game. There's still a lot of time to play. We know they can play with ball in hand, obviously. It's just for them to keep the ball, play in the right areas of the field. At the moment, they're just taking shots after shots after shots. They're not giving this Randfontein anything on the defensive line. They're waiting to be carried on, and this Randfontein team is just saying to them, thank you, we'll take it, we'll take the meters, we build the phases in attack, and we score out wide.
Swart, Randfontein skipper with ball in hand, another line-out opportunity. Great execution of the line-out. Perfectly positioned rolling maul. As we see Swart holding onto that ball with confidence at the back of that maul. Being stopped about a meter away from that try line. Randfontein, they still got the ball in hand.
We know this Randfontein team is very good here around the ruck from 9. Verveers. Sway's potgieter with the overthrow, bridge pass out to the winger, Erhard and Sting. Good score from the Randfontein team here this afternoon. Good pass there from the number 10, Sway's Pretorius. But all good from the forwards, building the phases.
Erhard ensuring that he scores the 5th try of the game for Randfontein. Wanderers supporters in the stands, a little bit concerned. Nothing going according to plan for them, but Randfontein are smiling from ear to ear. It's almost like piece by piece they're dismantling this Wanderers outfit this afternoon.
Definitely the team that obviously is making the fewest mistakes right now is this Randfontein team. We've seen they are pretty good with ball in hand. We've seen how good they carry. We've seen how good they distribute the ball. And they just unstoppable at the moment. The captain of this Wanderers team obviously would want to tell them, listen here guys, calm down, there's still a little bit of time here. This is an 80-minute game. We can still get back to basics, carry well, place well, clean up our rucks, and just try to build a momentum on attack in order to score some points.
53 minutes here at the Randfontein Rugby Club. Randfontein, they lead by 31 points. Wanderers, they're on 7 points as we see the restart. Solid take by Randfontein, taken with confidence. Randfontein with ball in hand.
There's a big man, the Tweed again with the carry. Randfontein choosing to run this ball out wide. Snap up there from the number 12 there from Wanderers. Good score from Karl Versaghi. Costly mistake. Unfortunately, the ref's going to call them back. No advantage being played. In my mind, that was a try for Wanderers.
It looked like it should have been advantage.
It should have been advantage.
But
knock-on advantage and being played. But unfortunately, ref calling them back there for the knock-on.
But
that's maybe what the Wanderers needed in this moment, but unfortunately, not so.
Yeah, it's one of those where, Lionel, you're not on the field. You're not the man with the whistle. You're in the commentary booth. And we have to
call them back for a double knock-on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, double knock-on. As we haven't seen there, is as he went to pick the ball up, he probably knocked the ball on again. That's why the ref called them back.
That's why we trust the ref.
Trust the ref.
You have to trust the ref.
I trust the ref. But Wanderers ball, good attacking opportunity just on the right-hand side of the upright.
The one thing that we haven't seen quite a lot in the second half is the game being played in the Randfontein territory. Big opportunity here for the Wanderers. They have to make these ones count. They've wasted a few opportunities in the first half. Hence, they only have 7 points on the scoreboard. But these are the moments. You can forget about the first half. Make the second half count. Make this moment count. That's exactly what their skipper will be screaming to his boys.
What Wanderers need now is tries. They need points on the board. They need to have a really nice and patient build-up here, especially in this area of the field. I see a good strike move coming here from them, and then building it up with their forwards coming around the corner, putting this Randfontein team under pressure a little bit on defense.
Big moments here. You talk about putting Randfontein under pressure. This forward pack of the Wanderers, they'll be looking to make this scrum count. It is their first scrum in the second half. Players like Speckman, players like Sipho, a man who scored a try earlier, and Gallagher. Wanderers will be counting on their forward pack. Possibly a quick feed here from Treasure, they scrummy.
Quick in and out, yeah. From Wanderers would do the job. Obviously, this late in the game, you don't want to test your strengths this late in the game against this Randfontein team, because you know they're not going to stand back. They've been formidable in the scrums this afternoon.
Big moment here for the Wanderers. Can they use the scrum? Quick feed from the Wanderers. Treasure spreads that ball to Malabai. We spoke about low tackles. Great low tackle being executed there. Wanderers still with ball in hand.
Scrappy at ruck time. The big man Zulu carrying it up there. Wanderers needing to hold on to this ball here.
Speckman gaining a few meters here for the Wanderers. Wanderers building their phases with patience.
It's a bit of zigzag at the moment here for this Wanderers team. They should actually just build the phases, go same side, try to outwork this big forwards of Randfontein. They're keeping the ball here, great keeping the ball here from Wanderers. Gallagher with the ball in hand, good carry.
Penalty going the way of Randfontein as we hear the local supporters getting involved.
Okay.
Solid defensive effort here from Randfontein. Yet again, a wasted opportunity from the Wanderers. Pardon me, Lionel.
Support not getting to the ruck as quick as possible, but that's the problem with this Wanderers team at the moment. They have the ball in a good position again. They need to outwork the Randfontein forwards. They need to work same side and outwork them. At the moment they're playing zigzag. I think they are obviously not getting to the rucks as quick as possible because they are playing zigzag. Their support players are not getting to the ruck as quick as possible. That's why we see their turnover from this Randfontein team.
Nadia with ball in hand here for Randfontein. Great touch finder. Nice 45-meter kick there.
Massive kick there from Tian Nadia. It helps having a big boot like Tian Nadia. This Wanderers team has really impressed me the Randfontein team has really impressed me this afternoon, knowing when to kick, knowing when to run, keep having the ball in hand, using the forwards for that go forward ball, using the forwards with that out the back plays into play with the back line.
Successful line out here by Randfontein. Unfortunately, penalty going the way of the Wanderers.
Yeah, offside.
Tain stepping up. He's got ball in hand. They're definitely going for the touch finder.
If it isn't broken, don't fix it. What did you say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes, sir.
I think they have a good rolling ball, yeah, and I think it'd be a good idea for them to go to that rolling ball at this stage in time.
They've used players like Zulu and Gallagher quite well. And of course, Sipho has been fantastic in terms of his line-out executions here for the Wanderers. Finding his jumper. We called it rolling maul for the Wanderers. Gaining some momentum. Maul collapsing there.
From the side, entering from the side there. Penalty to Wanderers. Just what they wanted. Just what they wanted, another penalty. Kick for the corner and then build that rolling maul again.
These are the moments that you have to convert opportunities into points. Easy touch finder there by Tain. Sipho is smiling. Remember earlier in the first half, this was a similar situation, of course, on the other side of the field. Great line out.
Great take there from the big man. Good setup in the maul. Obstruction being called, unfortunately, there for Wanderers. Obstruction being called there by the referee. Easy exit here for this Randfontein team.
Nadia
Great kick again from the number 15, Tiano Dia.
Lionel, it seems that the Wanderers are their own worst enemy. They put in all the work to get within the right areas of the field, get great scoring opportunities, but unfortunately not being able to convert opportunities into points. It's quite sad given all the work that they have put in. Great line out here by Randfontein. Randfontein booting that ball upfield. Malabai gathers for the Wanderers. Quick change in commentary. Fabian is back in the fold. Wanderers still with the ball in hand. Choosing to run the ball out of their territory is the Wanderers. Ball being spread to Sipho, pushing a few men out the way. Speckman running like a winger there. Penalty going the way of the Wanderers.
Oh, Speckman going down the right-hand touchline there, just like his namesake, Roscoe Speckman. Unfortunately, Mark Speckman just missing another number 1 there, and it would have been a winger there. But great play from Wanderers out of their own half, really leaving nothing to wonder about, leaving it all on the field, Aaron. It was great to see. They've been unfortunately being their own worst enemies when it got to crucial stages of this half when they had some point scoring opportunities, but they're not out of it yet, and they're really putting up a big fight here against Randfontein.
Another big opportunity here for Sipho at line out time. Poorly executed line out. Randfontein taking full advantage, that ball being booted forward. Malabai trying to regather for the Wanderers, using his quick feet, choosing to run the ball. Big hits from Randfontein on Malabai.
Franco Skitter, the bone collector, coming in with a big hit on Malabai on that instance.
Quick tap and run from Randfontein. Hey, Malabai's going to have a warm bath this evening, hey? What did you say, Fabian?
Not sure what's going to be hurting more, the grass burns and the roasties, or from that hit that he just received from Skitter there. But brilliant play, and just a intent again shown here from Randfontein. They're leading by 31 points, not opting for post, going for the try line, and going for something that's been working this afternoon from the front rows under the leadership of Swart, getting this driving ball on the roll again and hoping for another 5-pointer.
We've seen some incredible hits throughout the season. We can add that hit to the highlight reel at the end of the season.
Definitely a contender for the top 3.
Another line-out opportunity here. Swart, better execution here from Randfontein. There it is. Another try.
Another try being scored by the replacement that came on, Herman van Eck, making his presence felt on the field, getting over for the 5-pointer with another opportunity for 2 points coming here from the boot of Pretorius, looking to extend their lead to 39 points to 7.
Of course, it is week number 12 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. Yes, we are watching Randfontein and the Wanderers, but there's another game taking place at Pirates. Pirates currently leading the Eelander with a 22-10 point scoreline after 63 minutes. Nudia smiling from ear to ear as he adds 2 more points to their tally. Randfontein now move up to 38 points. The Wanderers, they're struggling. They're on 7 points.
Well, struggling on 7 points, but they're not out of the fight just yet. They've been putting up a valid effort here this afternoon, Aaron. You can see their body language as well. They're still in it, still wanting to play, as we see the floodlights also coming on as we enter the final stages of the second half. Brilliant restart there from what is exceptionally gathered as well by Randfontein, looking to get out of their own half.
Randfontein with ball in hand, using their physicality to their advantage. Spreading the ball with confidence here is Randfontein. Losing that ball, unfortunately.
Well, just losing that one on that instance was the inside centre, De Jager. He has also had a stellar afternoon as his stint this afternoon comes to an end, as well as he's replaced by Frikkie Delport, moving into the centre position for Randfontein.
Supporters having a good time in the stands. Another scrum opportunity here.
Just waiting to get all the substitutions on and off the field.
Great scrum here by Randfontein. More of the same. Quick tap and run.
Benny Beineveld gaining valuable meters there for Randfontein.
Great offload to the Toit. Randfontein playing with confidence, finding the gap.
That man Beineveld again. Try scorer Franco Skitter getting over the gain line, but unfortunately that pass is not going to hand. But great interplay from the forwards. Aaron, we spoke about earlier in the game, are they going to last the full 80 minutes? But I must say the replacements which come on the field have really just upped the tempo, and we expected that to be the case from the Wanderers outfit. But it's really the Randfontein side and their replacements who's made the difference this afternoon.
We talk about the bomb squad, the ability for those players who have rested legs to give you an extra injection of energy, extra injection of pace. We're expecting it from the Wanderers at some point. Randfontein, they've executed that plan quite well so far.
Executed well, as we see another setup here from the scrum. You can see the way Wanderers set up. They're definitely running this one out of their own 22, and it's really where they find themselves in this game. Now you're just playing to get points on the board, close that gap, and get yourself in a good position for the next one.
Another scrum opportunity here for Randfontein. Spreading that ball with confidence is Tain. Oh no, not Versaghi, pardon me. Mostert gaining a few meters.
Quick tap taken by Wanderers. Treasure with ball in hand now, offloads, but unfortunately lost in the tackle. Referee just bringing them back. Penalty still to the side of the Wanderers. Randfontein not back 10.
Wanderers looking a little bit over-eager, not being patient when they have ball in hand. Sometimes you just need that touch of maturity just to keep that ball, maybe pick up your head, look to the side, make sure that pass finds the man that you intend to pass, and also just not losing that ball forward.
It's just desperation stages this time for this Wanderers outfit. They're behind by 31 points. Haven't been going their way this afternoon. Really desperate for points as well. That's when you start forcing the pass that shouldn't go to hand. Just keep it, set up another rack, play from there. But we have seen a nice innovation from a shortened line out, and they might just opt for the same one here.
Wasted line out by the Wanderers. Randfontein picking up the scraps, pushing a few men out the way.
Penalty Wanderers.
Treasure with ball in hand, looking for the quick tap. Malabai. Randfontein defense scrambling. Big opportunity here for the Wanderers.
Another pick and go.
Was that ball grounded? Unfortunately not. Well done, Randfontein. Their defense showing up when it counts the most. Not only are they scoring tries, Fabian, their defense has been rock solid this afternoon.
Defense has been rock solid, Aaron, and it's a man van Staden there, one of the front rankers, getting his body underneath that one, stopping Wanderers from scoring that try. And it's really impressive to still see the front row for this Randfontein outfit still on the field. We're drawing in on 70 minutes, and they're really going. Usually you see them around a 50-minute mark going and being substituted. But they've put in a solid shift this afternoon, and great work from the big men up front.
Looking at the last 70 minutes of this game, Fabian, one would say that this is almost a reflection of the season that the Wanderers have had. So much potential within the squad. We expect so much from the squad, but unfortunately things just not coming together. You see opportunities being wasted. You're not seeing the maturity that you expect from these seasoned campaigners, and it's one of those where it's incredibly disappointing in terms of their stats throughout the season so far. It's a clear indication as to why they have only won 3 matches in the competition this year.
No, it has been, and unfortunately it comes down to the same position they found themselves in just a few minutes ago. They're in a try-scoring opportunity. They're playing the phases, but they're not just playing the phases. There's no intent almost behind it. There's no structure. They're really struggling and almost making it easy for the defensive side to get underneath and stop them. And so they haven't been making use and capitalizing on try-scoring or point-scoring opportunities. And that's really when you try, and it really just dampers your confidence once you get yourself in that position again on the field. So it's really been a reflection of this season, but it's like you mentioned there, and just a bit more maturity, a bit more patience when you have the ball in hand, and it could be a different scenario for them.
Scrum time yet again. The Wanderers with ball in hand. They're about 5 meters away from the try line. Treasure with ball in hand. He's looking for the quick feed. Great scrum from the Wanderers. 3 meters away.
Penalty to the side of Randfontein, holding on at the breakdown again. Wanderers isolated, and just another opportunity gone a bigging, but great play and great defensive effort from Randfontein, keeping this Wanderers side out once again.
Fabian, I think it's a little bit too late for the boys to be greeting each other, hey? We're 70 minutes into this encounter. Seeing the lads getting a little bit physical in a way that we don't encourage in club rugby at all. Rather let your rugby skills do the talking.
No, definitely. I think they might just want to consider as well, maybe just a chat of whether there's warm water in the change rooms or afterwards or something like that. Because they're going to be freezing after this one, as we see the penalty kick not finding touch, and it's Malabai with the counter-attack opportunity.
Malabai using his quick feet. Another big hit. It is Swart, Randfontein skipper, keeping the Wanderers at bay.
Big hit and a quick throw here from this Randfontein outfit, really wanting to play and up the tempo of this game. Malabai receives the kick at the back, sizing up his options here for another counter-attack.
Chip and chase from Malabai, gathered by Randfontein. Taking their time at ruck time. Penalty going the way of the Wanderers.
Well, just an exchange of penalties here in the last couple of minutes of this game. Players getting isolated at ruck time and the opposition getting over the ball. But another opportunity, and it feels like we are record on repeat here, Aaron. Opportunity after one another for Wanderers. And as we Randfontein, we're looking to keep them out yet again.
We're sounding like a broken record here, Fabian. I'm too scared to call this play. We've called it previously. It didn't go according to plan for the Wanderers. Your call possibly?
I'm going to call it a bit different this time, Aaron. We secure the line out and just feed it straight to the backs. We've got Luke Jonko setting up in the midfield. He hasn't had much opportunity this afternoon, so he'd be eager to get ball in hand. But just give it to the back. Let them run. Get Malabai in the attacking line and see what he can muster up to get a few more points on the board.
Sipo, Wanderers hooker with ball in hand. He'll be looking to make this line out count in a big way. They need to add a few more points to their 7 points that they have so far. Treasure spreads that ball for the Wanderers. Was that lost forward there?
Lost forward there. Unfortunately, the pass just dipping and not getting to the first receiver at all. It is Jabu, the replacement fly off, knocking that ball on, unfortunately.
The broken record continues. Wasted opportunities.
And we can't even call that the commentator's curse. Like we can't even take responsibility for that one.
No curses here. Wanderers just truly struggling. 6 minutes left in this encounter. Randfontein still lead this one. They've got 38 points on the board. Wanderers, they just on 7 points. Scrum opportunity for Randfontein. They love their scrums.
Love their
That
scrums
one
in
going
this
the
time.
way of the Wanderers.
Going the way of the Wanderers. This is a set move from scrum time there. Unfortunately, the blindside flanker just breaking off way too early before the ball was out of the scrum, conceding that penalty. And yet again, Wanderers going for touch in search of their second try of the afternoon.
They've been in this area before, Fabian. They've wasted one too many opportunities. This could be it. These are the moments where we say, don't focus on the scoreboard. Rather end off the game on a good note. We have seen Sipho using a shorter version of a line out, scoring a try himself, the only try that they've scored. Not going for that option. Going for the rolling maul. That maul moves with confidence. Gaining meters here are the Wanderers. There it is. Their second try of the game. Wanderers smiling from ear to ear. Their supporters, the few that are in the stands, clapping, smiling from ear to ear. Una scoring that second try for the Wanderers. We called it, Fabian. We said, don't worry about the scoreboard. Rather end the game on a good note. 4 minutes left. One would say it's an impossible task to chase down Randfontein, but at least you can end off the game with a touch of confidence, maybe heading into the next encounter. 2 points being added to their tally. Wanderers moving up to 14 points, but Randfontein still lead with a massive 38 points on the scoreboard.
No, well worked try there from Wanderers, Aaron. It's just great to see they never give up attitude, and that's what you need from your players as well. Like you mentioned, getting some confidence and building towards the next game. Great take by Ross Dyer there from the kickoff for this Wanderers outfit. And one of the few restarts cleanly taken and actually being able to clear their own back 50 from the Wanderers outfit.
Wanderers can use these moments. 3 points left in this encounter. Easy touch finder there. Sipho. He's done well in the second half in terms of his lineouts. Short line out yet again. We've seen that move before. Copy and paste. Turnover here by Randfontein. Great offload.
A brilliant interplay by Randfontein yet again.
Great chip and chase here by Randfontein. Wanderers regaining that ball treasure. Ball being booted by the Wanderers.
And it's the Toy taking off.
Randfontein with a big hit. Yo. Randfontein still have that ball. Building one or two phases, taking their time. Game looking a little bit scrappy at the moment, Fabian, but Randfontein gaining meter after meter.
And I still go forward then is the man to Twait again. Gaining an extra 2-3 meters as Randfontein's building up the phases in the 22 of Wanderers.
Great offload there by Randfontein. Taking their time here is Randfontein, using their physicality to bully their way slowly but surely all the way to the try line. Wanderers defense scrambling as the ball.
And it's Ross Dreyer with the
Interception.
intercept and space in front of him. Being chased down by Pretorius.
Finding Treasure all the way. Fantastic try. We called it, Fabian. We said 3 minutes on the board. Can they score a try? And yes, they did. Even a quick 2 points being added by Treasure with confidence. Absolutely brilliant way for the Wanderers to end the game, but not winning this one. The W being secured by Randfontein. 38 points, 21 points to the Wanderers. Absolutely brilliant performance by Randfontein. Even though the Wanderers tried to come back in the last 10 minutes of the game, the effort that Randfontein had already put in was enough to secure them their 6th victory of the season.
No, great play from Randfontein and well-deserved victory here this afternoon, Aaron. They really showed intent from the onset. They came off a loss last week on their home field. This week they regrouped, getting themselves back and really putting out a stellar performance here this afternoon. Well-deserved victory, and also the performance from Wanderers, not what they wanted, but really giving that scoreline a bit more dignity with the two quick tries in the closing minutes of this encounter.
We have to talk about some of the brilliant performers from Randfontein. Any players that have stood out on your side? We have to highlight the skipper. He's been vital at scrum time. Swart, even his lineouts were absolutely brilliant, using the lineouts as a weapon this afternoon.
No, there's been a couple of standouts, but holistically it's been a team performance from Randfontein. The synchronicity between backs and forward play this afternoon has been what it should have been all season for them, and it's coming together at the right time. You mentioned Swart, the captain, leading from the front really this afternoon, but with that in conjunction, Brendan Viviers and his brother Dylan Viviers getting the opening tries for this game as well. Another standout is Tia Nodia from the back, also controlling play there, and then Rudy Marks, who's been outstanding in the mid for them. So really a complete team effort up front. We also saw Franco Skitter, who was dominant when it came to ball carrying, and also his effort on defense. So really a team performance, although we've had a couple of standouts, Aaron.
Brilliant performance from Randfontein, beating the Wanderers with a solid 38-21 point scoreline. That's how we wrap up week number 12 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. Thank you so much for joining us live on SABC2. It has been a special broadcast by Heritage TV.